So some people were talking about the body language in our first video. So there's two things you have to realize. So first off, there's always what I call body language Nazis, right? These are people that try to invalidate what you're showing them because they're pointing to like different little myopic parts of like body language and saying, oh, this completely proves that this type of training isn't ethical or good or whatever else. The problem is, number one, they can never show that type of training. So first of all, you have to be able to do this to even speak on it. And I don't care, you can pick the most famous like positive dog trainer in the world and they just can't do this. Like they just can't show this like casual level of control. They can engage. Like if they have a dog that's like really motivated, they can be like, hey buddy, good job. And they can really engage the dog and bring the dog up and make the dog crazy and then get the dog super engaged on them and then like do maybe like 10, 20 seconds. But they can't do it like how we're doing it where we're just kind of chilling and walking. And it's important to understand this is real life, right? Like this is how you would normally walk your dog. You'll just take your dog for a walk. You shouldn't be constantly engaging with your dog. You should be out there and just kind of taking it in, looking around, doing your thing, and the dog should just be kind of next to you. So people have a couple of questions. So first of all, it's important to understand, right? They say, why is the dog's ears back, right? So they'll say, oh, dog's ears are back. That means the dog is stressed. No, where a dog's ears point means that's where the dog is paying attention. So you'll notice that when our dogs walk next to us, they do not look at us, all right? We have focus heels, right? And I know people will be like, oh, no, they don't. We'll show our focus heels in a second. The reason the dog's ears are back is because the dog, right now you can see he's thinking about me completely. Where's his ears? His ears are completely up on me. When we're walking and he's looking around, the way he keeps track of me is with his ears, right? So you'll see that when we're in a functional heel, the ears are back. Watch the tail with me, right? You can see that the tail tells the story. He's excited, right? He's amped up. He's like, oh, what's going on? Lots of cool stuff going on around here, right? Now, why is the dog's ears back? Because look, the whole time he has to keep track of me, right? And he's using his ears and also his touching, right, to keep track of me. He's pushing into me and he's feeling my body with his body. Again, if the dog is like in this state of terror, let's see how fast the dog takes the reward. Okay, there you go, with me, right? That's how quickly it changes, right? Now, if you know anything about training dogs, you know fearful dogs they don't want to play, they don't even really want to eat because they're in a state of fight or flight, right? Or avoidance, right? So these are not dogs that want to engage, they don't want to play, hey buddy, right? You can see, out, with me. You can see that my dog's quite willing to engage with me, right? At the drop of a hat. Now he's still a little bit engaged here. After we walk for a little bit, he'll go back to functional obedience mode, right? So, important to understand that. Number two, all right, let's talk about how we're gonna improve a dog's body language, okay? Sit.
Hey guys, do you want to become a professional dog trainer? Do you want a certification that actually means that you can train dogs beyond a shadow of a doubt? Do you want mentorship from someone that's actually done it? Even better, do you want to be able to do it completely online? Check out the Shield K9 Pro Trainer and Certification course at shieldk9online.com.
A lot of people are gonna talk about, they're gonna say, oh, okay, you know, dog looks stressed. And again, people that say that the dogs look stressed don't really understand body language. They look at things very myopically. And the best way to think about it is dogs can think about multiple things at the same time. So he's excited, he's walking, he's enjoying the walk, but he's also thinking, hey, I need to be correct. I need to stay next to my handler. I can't just take off and go see all this exciting stuff that's around, right? That's why you also see him now, ears are up. He's looking at me, he's engaged with me. If he was scared of me, you would see ears back, really cautious, a lot of lip licking, so on and so forth. So if my dog is making a mistake, I want my dog to be concerned. It's not okay to make mistakes, right? And I'm not talking about like an honest mistake. I'm talking about something where he knows what he should be doing and what he shouldn't be doing. The idea that your dog should be perfectly happy making a mistake and not show any kind of concern in that place is asinine. Now, I want you to think about it like this. When you're speeding, okay, when you're like, and most people on here commit traffic offenses, right? When you're speeding, when you're pulling a U-turn, when you're running a red light, whatever it is that you happen to do, whatever, pick your poison, do you feel stress and excitement all at the same time? Yes, you do, right? You're doing it because you've decided it's worth the risk, but you also know it's a risk, and that's creating a little bit of stress. And you should feel stressed. If you felt completely comfortable doing that kind of stuff, we'd live in a very unsafe place. It's the same with kids. Remember when you were a kid and you knew you weren't listening very well to your parents, right? How did you feel? It was exciting, but it was also a little bit stressful. So this is the reality, right? This is real world dog training. When you train a dog for the real world, they're not always happy, 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 happy. They go between different emotional states, and sometimes they feel multiple emotional states at the same time. So let's talk now. how do we make the dogs active? Okay, so if I want to make the dog aroused, right? There you go, right? So now I've made the dog aroused. Look at the ear set, right? The ears are up, we've got active behavior. Now, this is fun, right? This is okay for the competition field. Yeah, buddy, spin, foos, right? But this isn't real life training, right? This is not how I want my dog to walk down the street. And this is not how I will train pet dogs to walk down the street because it's not particularly productive, right? So, like Carson can switch his dog too, right? So Carson, why don't you switch your dog? Look at how quickly it changes, right? Yeah, but yeah, boy. Yeah, man. Good job, right?
Hey guys, I wanted to take a moment to quickly mention my book, No Nonsense Dog Training. Like the title says, this is a straight to the point, no fluff, no BS dog training book. Complete guide on how to train a dog from A to Z. No cool stories, just real training, fixing behavioral problems, and so much more. Check it out on Amazon or shieldk9.ca.
And you can see that the dogs are like in a state of active behavior here, okay? So that's how quickly you can change a dog's body language. If you want your dog to show high levels of arousal and excitement at all times, by all means do this all the time, but I don't think that's healthy for a dog. Break. This is how I walk my dog the vast majority of the time, right? Just like that, right? Just calm, normal, right? He's looking around, I'm looking around. He's keeping track of me, but he's also simultaneously looking around. This is real life. Down. Right? So I want you guys to understand that the vast majority of people that are pointing out body language have never done anything significant, whether we're talking about on the competition field or in real life. And they can't show you this stuff. So all they can do is be on our videos pointing out, oh, look, he lifted his legs. Oh, he looked back one time. Both of these dogs are top sport dogs, okay? This dog's really strong. He's going to be getting a lot of breeding soon. You know, I'm going to be breeding on this dog. IGP2 title. This dog, IGP3, FCI World Team, you know, plays top 10 in the world. In the sport of IGP, you get judged really heavily on your dog's body language. If your dog looks pressured, if your dog looks stressed, you get taken down grades. You will not be successful with that. So, you know, being able to understand how you can impact your emotional state, when certain emotional states are good and when certain emotional states are not productive, right? That's true dog training. We can play our dogs like musical instruments, right? We can amp our dogs up. We can calm our dogs down. We can get our dogs to enter different emotional states that are productive for different behaviors, right? And your dog should not be like this all the time. That's not even healthy for the dog. The dog should be able to just, all right, we're chilling, we're walking. Oh, I think I'm making a little bit of a mistake, right? So when you see that they're more excited, you'll also see that they simultaneously become slightly more cautious because they're wanting to go, but oh, I got to pay attention. I can't leave. And damn right I want them to not feel like they can leave. They shouldn't feel comfortable to leave. They should be like, yeah, we're really excited. These are dogs that have very low thresholds, high levels of arousal because they are competition dogs. They are sport dogs. They've been bred like that. And that makes them have that certain temperament. But at the same time, what they need to be able to do is also control their emotions. And what you see with a lot of sport dogs, right, whether it's sports like agility or sports like IGP, is that the dogs outside of the competition field are barely able to control themselves. They have very little impulse control. You know, the dogs are always in states of containment. They're being taken everywhere on a leash, right? That's not real world stuff, right? I believe dogs should be able to do both and they should be able to move flawlessly between both. So my open invitation, right, if you don't believe in what we're saying, if you don't believe in the training philosophy that we're espousing, do this, speak whatever it is that you believe, and people will listen to you. But until you do this, nobody will believe you. Until you're able to show this level of control, you know, on a whim, in different places, no one will believe you. So if you want people to believe you, you have to show people. And a lot of people think that they're just going to comment on our videos and get somewhere. Unfortunately, it's not the way it works.